Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday. It is 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, and that means only one thing. This is the Hit the Pick Founders Show. As always, I'm your host, Scott the Steamroller Steen. I am joined by a full contingent of founders today, plus a very, very special guest. And before we get to all that, we're going to talk a little college football. But before we do, I want to have you guys make sure that you get over there to hitthepick.com. Check out all the great deals we've got. The upcoming football season. We've got NFL packages, college football packages, combo packages, and hey, these guys are still betting MLB and winning a good amount of money. So if you're not ready to give up on the old bat and ball yet, get over there and check out the deals on baseball as well. All right, well, we've got a full slate of week one college football coming at you, and we're going to get to it in just a second. But before we do, let's meet our very special guest today. If you have been around the world of handicapping at all, you have probably seen this gentleman or at least seen his name. He hosts the Betting Memo podcast. He does that. I heard a rumor 6 times a week, and he's part of the gang over there at Sports Memo. Hey, kids, let's say hello to Nick Parsons. What's going on, Nick?
Thanks for having me on, Scott. No, I've been meaning to do the show for a bit, and so glad to finally get on here and break down a little bit of week one college football.
Excellent to have you, and it is great to have a full week of college football to break down. All right, moving away from Nick, let's meet our he's excited about the MAC season coming up. He's excited about all those new changes that the Houston Cougars have made, bringing in the quarterback from Texas A&M, and he's just an excited guy in general. He's high energy today, even more than usual. It's David Delano, kids. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, what's going on? Really excited about this this time of the year, week one, even though I guess week 1A, well, week 1B, however you want to call it. But
I hate
all of us.
Thing.
Yeah, all of us been spending a lot of time though preparing for this, and different game with college football. I used to look at the returning starters. Bowling Green Falcons have no starters back on defense, but a lot of talented guys and talented transfers, and that's the case around the country. So really just seeing how much the research we've been doing, we'll see how much of it these notes and things make sense, and how much of it we just need to just light a match to. But I'm excited to see what happens week one either way.
Excellent. You heard it here first, kids. Bowling Green overs is Dave's lock of the year. Jump on those. No defense, good offense returning. Get on the Bowling Green overs. The Falcons will soar. And below Dave, in arrangement only, not reputation. You know him, you love him. He's the pride of Philadelphia. He has done the Rocky steps and raised his hands above his head. I don't know if he did it this week, but you know him, you love him, and you've probably gamed with him. It's Rye Cape, a.k.a. Tom Macrino. What's up, Tommy?
Yeah, not much. Like David, I'm excited for this upcoming week. Week 0 was a little bit of a tease, but we have 91 games going on this weekend for college football, and I just want to fire away.
That's right. We've got 91 games, and good news, everybody. We're going to get to them all here on the show.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Next to Tom in an undisclosed darkened location, he have a tie on, which is just really making the rest of us look terrible. You know him, you love him. He's been waiting for football like nobody else because there hasn't been any indoor soccer for him to bet on. So it's now football season. Let's meet Loud Esmond. What up, Loud?
Well, that's actually funny that I'm wearing the purple tie because purple, white, and black are, and you can't see my black slacks, but those are the colors of the Empire Strikers, who I was meeting with earlier today. I might be calling some of their games. So, yes, MASL soccer. Looking forward to it.
Calling their games what?
Names. I call them terrible names.
You're going to be like the play-by-play guy?
Color commentary in between quarters.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that certainly would be something. Okay, and moving a little bit further from the West Coast, all the way down there to Las Vegas. You know him, you love him. Dude, is that closet getting bigger? It looks like it's
no, he's getting
like
smaller.
He upgraded.
No, he's getting smaller.
It looks like he's upgraded. It's Sniper West. What's up, Snipe?
What's going on, fellas? I gotta say, I feel a little bit underdressed right here next to Lou. Man, let me tell you what, you show up at the sportsbook dressed like that, the sportsbook director, he might not want to take your action. The sharp guy coming in there, right? But so here's what's interesting. I'll go ahead and start the commentary off with this. I want to get your guys' opinion on this. So I am officially done with all my college football research for this week, as far as everything I'm releasing, right? I might be betting on some other games that I get some info on, but I just finished all the websites I'm on. I entered all my plays all the way through Monday, all the way through, the Belichick game. So I want to get your opinion on when you guys post your plays. Here's the problem too, is line movement. So I do this specifically to beat the line, right? Now, the problem with that is somebody might get their play on Saturday, right? And the lines move 2 points, and they might be like, that son of a bitch, Sniper West, the line's 2 points off. But hey, you didn't buy my subscription. I would have told you to bet it on Wednesday. You know what I mean? But you didn't buy my subscription until Saturday. So it's a tricky thing, releasing the plays early or releasing them, the night before. What are your guys' thoughts?
Both ways.
Yeah, it could be good or bad, right? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, from my experience, it absolutely works both ways. It's like 50-50. Sometimes you are getting ahead of the line and you're getting the better line. Often other times, because of injuries or just other different things, it goes the other way. And so people are getting the better line. And so, as you say, it is tough because of line movement. That's always difficult. People are going to be unhappy or happy, depending. But yeah, as you say, that's a very real thing that we have to deal with for sure.
When do you release yours, Nick?
I release the majority of my football as early as I can in the week. For sure, I get the weeknight stuff done, even on Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening, Monday morning, Tuesday, and then, by Wednesday, I basically have the rest of the weekend done up to Monday.
Very good. Dave,
I bet a lot of underdogs, so I could wait for, I want a better number for me usually is like a higher number. If it starts coming down the other way, that's when I want to jump on it right away. And I'm going to post it if I think it's going to move too much. I'll put in my write-up what I like it to.
Okay, very good. Wow.
Like you could take it up to 7.5. I'm giving it out at 9.5. I like it to 7.5. I'll put that in my write-up.
As with most of my life, there's really no rhyme or reason as to when I put up certain picks. It's just sort of whim and how I feel, and it really isn't by when games are on during the week or anything like that. I look at the whole slate, and whatever games I'm most interested in, I post first. And then what I try to do is, because I do the live betting and the break show on Saturday afternoons and on Sunday afternoons, and most of us do videos almost every day. If there's a big line move in a game that I've put a premium pick on, I will tell people in my video and in betting in the break, hey, like the Akron, Wyoming game that I loved at -9.5, that's been bet all the way down to +4.5 on Akron, and I'm off that game. So don't buy that premium
There's a good
pick.
example. Exactly.
Yeah, well, and another one, and this brings me to the other question, is how soon do you release them? Because you could have got South Florida +10 earlier this year, and it's
so as soon as I see that moving, the problem with week 1 and week 0 is that these lines have been out for so long.
Right.
So
yeah, that's true.
Now the limits have gone up, so you're actually starting to see where the sharp money or the big money is going for these games. I'm not going to say it was false movement beforehand, but it was kind of false movement beforehand.
Okay, very good. Hey, you know what? Let's talk about that game. That's going to be a Thursday night game. Boise State, currently ranked 25th. They travel down there to the swamps of Florida to take on the Bulls. Nick, do you agree with that line move? Is 5.5 closer to where it should be, or should it be up in the neighborhood of 9 to 10?
Well, this is actually a play that I have given out, and so I'm on this game, and I can just let you all know, and anyone watching the show can benefit from getting this play here. But I'm on USF, and I have 6.5, and so I guess it's better than what it's currently sitting at, and not quite as good from where it opened. But no, I feel pretty comfortable with what I have there. I think that an outright win is really possible. It's it would be there are little values sprinkling a little on the money line there. But no, I took the points as my main play there, and I really like Byron Brown. I think he's a real X factor in that game, and so yeah, I think I like the line I have better than the current one if it's at 5.5.
Yeah, that's a big difference, 5.5 and 6.5, no question about it.
I actually covered this game on the show the other night with Gabe Morency and Scott Wetzel in game live, and I'm absolutely with Nick. The other thing is I like him as a live dog. It's going to be 90 degrees and 70% humidity at game time, and there's chance of thunderstorms and lightning, about 50%.
Wow.
So weather could play a big factor. The Boise State players are not going to be used to that kind of heat and humidity. And the other thing is, you look at what Ashton Genty was to this team last year: 29 rushing touchdowns, 2,601 rushing yards, and he was the second highest pass catcher on the team with 529 yards. I mean, he was the offense. Now, they'll still have some weapons, but I don't know how you quickly replace that kind of production. And Byron Brown, the year before he got injured last year, so the year before that, 3,200 passing yards, 800 rushing yards. Those stats were comparable to when Jaden Daniels won the Heisman. So I love him as a live dog on the money line, and I would kind of split the money 50-50, 50% on the money line, 50% of your play on plus 5.5.
I have another way to look at it. I do have something on South Florida. I got him at 6.5 too. I took him last week, actually, right before we were talking with Ron. But I think this gets low enough that you could get a good number on Boise State money line and
middle it.
If South Florida scores first, I think you could come back and get Boise State on the money line at plus money. As Loud said, I think Boise State, a lot of their offense went through Genty last season. I still think their offense is going to be decent. I think this South Florida team is going to be good as well. But yeah, that's how I look at it. I already have my South Florida at plus 6.5, and I'm going to look to get Boise State at a plus odds on the money line live.
Dave, you jumping on the bandwagon here with the Bulls, the Bull wagon?
I'm not. So I looked at this game. There's a lot of things on paper that do interest me with South Florida, but I'm still not completely sold. I'm leaning toward Boise State, but like all of you guys on the show made a really good case for South Florida. There's a lot of guys I got a lot of respect for that like South Florida in this game. So for me, I'm leaning Boise State, but this is not a game that I have a personal play on. There's two other games I've got up right now as my top plays that are a little bit less talked about for Thursday. And then there's also two other free picks that I'm going to have up on the site for Thursday. So I've got four other games that maybe not as talked about that I like more than this one. So
I guarantee you, Dave, I have a couple of games that are going to be even less talked about that I have plays on that I'm going to give out on this show. That are games only a mother could love. Just saying.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, my pick on this would be Boise State. That's where I'm leaning. But one thing I think right now, this time of the year, and this kind of goes for everybody who's watching. You guys already know this, of course, but you don't have to bet every game.
Yeah, don't bet your whole money. Yeah,
I tell people with college football, like Tom said, there's 91 games on the board. And I think a lot of times what makes you an expert, try to find that 1 to 5 games you feel like you have an edge on and know which ones to just completely stay away from. But for what it's worth, I'll take Boise State, but I'm not officially on it.
You know, it has become even more difficult over the past couple of years with the portal and the NIL money because, you know, you might have had a good mid-major team that surprised a lot of people last year, finished in the top 25. Now all of a sudden they're replacing 17 starters. You know, and you don't know what you have. They've got a new offensive coordinator, 17 new starters. They brought in an FCS guy to play quarterback. You have no idea what's going to happen. So it makes it
week zero is sloppy football too.
Yeah, The game in Dublin kind of set the pace for that, for sure.
As a matter of
well,
fact,
they had an excuse at least.
Right.
As a matter of fact, guys, the under, of course, you're all saying dominated in week 0. Unders dominate in the first 3 weeks of both college and NFL. And, of course, if you remember back to my brilliant UFL picks early in the season, riding those unders because it's sloppy football and offenses are behind defenses. And what you see in early season is offenses getting a lot of procedure penalties, delay a game, man downfield. And those kind of penalties are drive killers, and it retards scoring. And so, you know, and by the way, that was a politically correct use of the word retard. So just throwing it out there. Nobody complain or send me emails. And especially don't send them to Scott. He hates it when he gets complaints because of something I say. So, yeah, I love unders in early football seasons.
All right, very good. Hey, Wes, you got 2 really good handicappers in Loud or on Boise State here. What are you thinking? Or on South Florida.
Well, I don't know.
I see what you did there.
I don't know. I don't know what you're on, Scott. But if you're on the Bulls too, that's going to make me really scared because that makes it 5-1, and David Delano is the only one on Boise State, which means he's going to win and we're all going to lose, right?
That's right.
Are you on the Bulls as
but,
well?
I'm on the Bulls. So here's the deal: it's the travel, it's the weather, and it's the coach. That's really what it comes down to me. The Boise State Broncos, they're not used to traveling that far. You know, the Mountain West Conference, it's kind of like right there in the Midwest, so to speak. So they're not used to flying that far. The weather, obviously, Loud touched on the weather, so that's going to be a big deal too. And this coach, the South Florida head coach, his name is Alex Golesh. I don't know if you guys know who he is. I actually didn't. I did a little bit of research on him, but ESPN, and these are some big accolades here. ESPN named Alex Golesh, the head coach of USF, one of the quote-unquote 30 coaches who will define the next decade of college football, end quote. Those are some pretty big accolades. I don't know anything about him, but it sounds like we're all about to find out. And, the line's moving toward USF, so I like the line movement too. Wish I could have got 10. Wish I would have been looking at it earlier. But, I'm going to take USF. I like Tom's idea about maybe taking Boise State. Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Just to quickly mention, if you guys looking at schedules and if you take that into account, if you're situational at all, if you look at everything, USF, it has a game at Florida and then Miami after this. And so it's a real possibility it could be sitting 0-3 after 3 weeks here. If this is the most winnable game it has in the next 3 weeks. And so Boise State, on the other hand, it returns home for a cream puff against Eastern Washington. So could there be a look ahead?
I want to take them to make the playoffs, South Florida.
There you go.
All right. So I'm not going to let David be the lone wolf on this. I've got Boise at -5.5, and I know everybody's excited about Brown being back and talking about what he did in 2023, but he played 5 games last year, and he played well 4 3/4. He got hurt against Tulane. When he was in the lineup last year in 2024, they lost to Bama by 26. They lost to Miami by 35. They were down 31-10 to Tulane when Brown got hurt. So I'm not sure that I'm riding the Byron Brown hype train as much as you guys are. The other thing I worry about is this defense of South Florida. They are atrocious. So allegedly they've gotten a little better. I guess we'll find out. And they're going to get a real test with this Boise line that returns 4 starters. And the 5th guy was a guy that started all 13 games in 2023 before he got knocked out with an injury last year and had to be replaced. So, and they also have continuity with their coaching staff. They're only one of only 11 FBS teams that returns all their coaches and coordinators. And I think that's important in college football, that you don't have to play for a new offensive coordinator every other season. I think this is a game that's being bet by the public on the fact that South Florida is like way better than they used to be. But I think there's a big difference between where they are now and where Boise State is, which was a playoff team last year and could very well be a playoff team again. I know Genty isn't there. I know that's a huge deal, but they have this offensive line. They've got talent in the backfield. I'm going to play Boise State and go right into the face of this dark wind that's blowing across the show. So, all right, Nick, we did what we did. We did it. The early game there, the toss up. Tell us what game you're excited about on Thursday or Friday for that matter.
Well, one of the games we were talking about, just with some line movement there. I also, if anyone's watching this is an actual client play, and so this is going to be a bonus for anyone watching, and maybe we could talk about this game a little bit more, because I know that Rycape is also on this, but Wyoming and Akron, and so I have Akron. I have 8.5, and so I that's obviously a favorable line. What did you say that it opened at, Scott?
Nine and a half.
Loud was telling us 9.5.
9.5.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right.
It's all the way down
Yeah.
to 5.5.
Yeah.
Wow. So there you go. As I say, that does work both ways. So many times I take early anticipating something, and then the line moves the other way. So I was fortunate. I did get down on this almost a month ago.
Hey,
so
Nick,
no, I'm excited.
Nick, let me ask you something about this game. Nobody's betting this game. Nobody's going to be watching this game. Wyoming, Akron, who cares? What is causing that kind of line movement on this game?
Somebody's betting it.
Someone's
Yeah.
betting.
Well,
me.
They're
yeah.
betting it.
On Thursday.
That has to be the reason for sure.
I don't know. There's another
I mean-
game like this too. Like real bad teams playing each other, and the one moved a lot. Temple plays at UMass this weekend on Saturday, and the line movement is just really, really weird. Temple is a favorite now. I think both teams are going to stink. Temple's coach is supposed to be better, so maybe I have to play Temple just because of what the market's telling me to do. And I think Akron is the same way. The market is telling you to, for the sharp bettors, play Akron. Akron, Temple.
I
Dave, you're a
actually
Mac
that
guy.
game.
Let's hear it, buddy.
I've got to write up on that one. I actually like Wyoming at the 5.5. I think it's just too late to get Akron. I get it though, because Wyoming, not a lot of talent at the skill position. So the logic there with this line move is that Wyoming's not going to be able to put up that many points because they're not very good at the skill positions. They play slow. They drag out they hold on to the ball for a long time. But the one place that Wyoming is very, very good at is in the offensive line. They are one of the better teams in the conference there. And Akron is terrible on the defensive line, terrible defensively, probably the second worst defensive team in the MAC outside of Kent State. So I do think that they're going to be able to wear them down. We'll see. Akron's actually ineligible for the postseason. They're the only team in the MAC that can't play in the MAC championship this year or a bowl game due to academics. It's terrible that they're that bad in academics and terrible in the football. So just terrible all the way around. But at 5.5 now,
It's
with
like
that
me
line
being banned
coming-
from the salad bar.
Yeah.
You can
So
never
I
come
like
back to the salad bar.
Wyoming where it
Okay.
is.
Hey, David, what do you think about the under in this game, given that we don't think Akron can do much of anything on offense, and neither can Wyoming?
See, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Akron got guys on offense. They
Right,
they
but-
run the
okay, but then
transfer
that
portal.
argues-
I think they could score. I think the
Okay.
total's low, and Akron is the team who's going to score to make this to cover this number.
Okay, but if that's the case, then Akron has to be the bet, even plus 5.5, because you're saying they're going to
I
score
think
more
so
than
too.
Wyoming.
And you talk about the travel for the game earlier from Boise State to South Florida. Laramie, Wyoming to Akron isn't it's not a fun travel either.
It's not the toughest
Dave-
place to play. I do like the under though. That's just where I'm leaning. Neither one of these teams very explosive offensively, and I think that Wyoming is definitely gonna work the clock quite a bit. So that 49.5, I don't love it. I mean, they are playing on a turf surface there, but I do like the under. So I agree with Loud saying if you like the over, Akron's more of the play. If you like the under, it's probably more Wyoming. But I'm thinking that this is probably going to be a 27-17, maybe 27-20 type Wyoming win. So I do like the under, and I do like Wyoming.
Tom, what do you got that you like here on Thursday, Friday?
Thursday.
Anyway,
I'm
Wild
not
Time
prepared
looks for a
yet.
game.
Wow.
Yeah, I have Saturday games. I like the
You're the
Sunday
one that
game.
wanted
I
to
like the
move.
Monday game. Bill Belichick, his first game as a college head coach, UNC, TCU. I think these guys who came to play for Bill Belichick are gonna they want to play for him. I think this defense is going to be good. His son was the defensive coordinator at Washington last year. He comes over to UNC. That was a strong defense last year. I like UNC. I like the under in that one as well.
Okay.
They're
Loud,
playing at home
anything you
too.
looking
National TV game.
Thursday night, Friday. What do you want?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday. What do you got?
Okay, so Minnesota Buffalo. I was wondering if this is one of the games, but I guess this is enough people will be watching this. I like under in this game. 6 of Minnesota's last 7 home openers as a favorite have gone under. They're a run-heavy team. They play slow. Buffalo gets 9 defensive starters back. They have an all-world linebacker. They've got a couple of great guys on the line. Deion Crawford and Kobe Stewart could be one of the best defenses in that division. And so I just think, Minnesota will eventually wear them down. But I think Buffalo can hang with them for long enough that they slow the scoring down enough. And Minnesota's defense is going to be really difficult. I think they have a legitimate chance to be a top 10 defense. And Buffalo may have a real hard time scoring in this game.
All right,
so I like the under there.
Okay, good. Wes, what are you on?
So I actually did a video with Nick over at Sports Memo on Nebraska.
What kind of video?
It was the Daily Memo.
OnlyFans.
It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter. You can check it out. But yeah, no, I don't have an OnlyFans account yet. I do say yet.
Working on it.
But I like Nebraska here. So it's a neutral location. First of all, it's actually in your backyard. It's at Arrowhead.
It is indeed. Yep.
And so we know that Nebraska is not very far from Arrowhead, so it's probably going to be home field advantage for the Cornhuskers here.
Yep.
And Matt Rule, obviously, he was at Rutgers, then Baylor, then he went to the Panthers, and he wasn't all that great there. And Nebraska, he's been kind of meh too, right? So it's kind of time for him to put up or shut up, so to speak, in my opinion. Cincinnati, they lost 5 straight games to end the year last year, so it wasn't a good finish. And I think Matt Rule just needs to make a statement here. So I'd lay it with Nebraska if it's still at 6.5. That's the last of where I saw it at.
Yeah. I think that's a solid play for sure. They've got Dana Holgorsen as their new OC.
I don't know.
I like the under.
We're sleeping on Cincinnati.
Okay.
I like the under. I like the under in Wyoming and Akron also. And then if you want to move to Friday here, I kind of like Colorado, man. I think Colorado can hang tough here over Georgia Tech. So if you remember, Deion Sanders, this is his 3rd year, right? His openers, he always gets his guys to show up for the openers. They've won their past 2 openers, and they've done so by dogs. I think, was it 2 years ago? I think they played TCU after TCU was in the Natty, if I remember.
Yes.
And then last year they won too. So yeah, they play very well coming right out of the gate. And Caden Salter is a dual threat quarterback. I think he's going to play well, and I think Colorado can hang tough here once again in Colorado's opener.
Where do you
off of that real quick. So I think a problem with it is Deion Sanders had to talk about his son being cut from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. But like Wes, I think their offense is going to be better. Their offensive line should be a lot better. I think they did really good in the transfer portal. I actually like this game to go over. I think Georgia Tech's going to flirt with top 25 this season. I think they're a really good team, Georgia Tech. I like the over in that game.
All right. I think there are going to be some points. All right. Very good. Well, guys, there's really only there's one game in particular that I know everybody wants us to weigh in on and talk about it, and that's
that's Tarleton State at Army.
No, it is not. What? By the way, I know you want to talk about that. What do you got there?
So this is one of these situations where the public didn't see the Tarleton State game, and they looked at the score of 42-0 over Portland State, and they are completely overreacting. That line opened Army minus 17.5. It moved down after the Tarleton State 42-0 over Portland State to 14.5 and then 13.5 and bounced around since. Tarleton, I watched the whole Tarleton State Portland game. I couldn't get in for a root canal, so I decided I'd do that instead to punish myself. And It was one of the worst football games I've ever seen. If a team can look terrible winning 42-0, Tarleton State did that. They had a pick six for a touchdown. They got a couple of short fields. They had an 89-yard run for a touchdown, a 50-something yard run for a touchdown. And in the first half, they only scored 7 points late in the first quarter, 7 points late in the second quarter. And that was against Portland State, who has got to be one of the worst teams in college football. The program is awful. They are awful. And I just think Army, I mean, they're going to destroy these guys. I just don't see how they hang with them. Sorry.
I think you got to take Wild.
Is Baylor on Friday?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
I like
they
Baylor
are.
too. I'm actually going to take them on the money line. They're playing at home. I don't know why they're a dog in the first place, but they're returning a lot of guys. They ended the season really, really well last year. I know they lost their ball game, but at this point, you can't really put too much into ball games now.
All right, very good.
Robertson in his 5th year, he had 3,000 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. He's a dual threat as well. He had 230 yards rushing and another 4 touchdowns last year. I like the Bears on Friday as well.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that also. All right, let's do it, guys. Let's talk about this Texas-Ohio State game there from the Shoe up in Columbus, Ohio. Texas ranked number 1, Ohio State ranked number 3. Ohio State 2.5-point favorites, and your total on this game is 47.5. Nick, this is a big public game. Do you guys
big implications?
Right. Do you guys just want to get the bitching out of the way right now? Why it's at noon? Should we just put out one general bitch?
I think it's Ohio law. Why it's at noon?
Is that the deal? Okay, well,
that is what it is. So I think they're looking to get rid of it. There's been a lot of petitions and whatnot the last few years, but that's the reason.
They really do have to. You're being serious? They have to play early.
I'm dead serious. I am dead serious.
I never heard of that.
They probably don't want everybody. They probably don't want everyone hammered by 5 o'clock.
Yeah, there's some sort of I don't know what the wording is, but yeah, that's the reason.
It's kind of like the rule.
I never heard of this.
It's kind of like the rule about Wes and the strip clubs in Vegas. He has to be out of there by 10.
Yeah, nothing good happens in a strip club after 10.
10 a.m.
Yeah. Well, the joke's on you, Columbus, because I have nothing against starting Bloody Marys at 7:30 in the morning for a noon game. I don't care.
Me neither.
There you go. Nick, who you got here? What do you think? What are you thinking? Big public game. Everybody going to be watching.
Yeah. Well, and then of course the Buckeyes, they won by a score of 28-14 in the college football championship semifinal. Texas, as being primarily a situational handicapper, of course, they sort of have that revenge factor working in their favor to open the season here. So I am leaning to the points here. I think this opened at like 3.5 for Texas to begin with, and then now what is it down to?
2.5.
Right.
There's 1.5 at some places.
Yeah, I was going to say 2.5 minus 105. So,
right. So you're just playing to win the game essentially. But no, I think that Manning and them can step up on offense here on the road. I mean, I think the Longhorns, they have experience in high pressure road games. They had big wins last year over Alabama and Michigan, and so I think that gives them sort of an edge here in this top 5 matchup. And so I'm leaning towards Texas in this one.
Is Arch Manning the real deal?
Yeah. Appears so, and I guess we're going to really find out after this weekend.
Yep, we're gonna learn a lot. Dave, what are you on here?
Yeah, I think that Texas is the play. Ohio State, I mean, as great as the talent. Well, I mean, they're playing Texas, so both these teams extremely talented. A lot of NFL, future players on each side. I think Manning is the real deal. And really, when we talk about quarterback, Ohio State, we don't really know what to expect at quarterback. The Buckeyes under Day, even traditionally for a long time, are sluggish sometimes early in the season. You could do that when you're, opening up against, Akron or Western Michigan, but this is a tough game to be breaking in a brand new quarterback, relatively speaking. So I think that you got to take the dog here. I like Texas as far as the play. I'm gonna have to look into it. Lived in Ohio a long time. Never heard anything about a law as far as why the game's starting so early. I still have no idea.
Check it out. It's a real thing.
You're saying where they can't play late? They've played late sometimes.
At home?
Yeah, well, I know during the playoff they did for sure, but I don't know about regular season. Maybe that's a regular.
Yeah, it's something playing at the Horseshoe or wherever they play.
Because the Michigan game's always at noon Eastern, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
All right, very good. Welcome to another episode of Fun Laws with Tom. Tom, what do you got on this one? Are you on the Texas bandwagon as well? Hook 'em horns?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be just the way the market's moving. There's so many unknowns with Ohio State, and I don't know how much they need to win this game here. I'm an Arch Manning believer. I think this offense is going to be really good. Defense lost a lot of pieces, but they had times last season where they were the top defense in the league, and I think we're going to see that this weekend.
By the way, I have the definitive answer. Ohio State has stipulations in its television contracts with networks Fox, NBC, CBS that prevent late season games from being scheduled in the regular season at night in Ohio Stadium. This is because the noon game and the early kickoffs are longtime part of Ohio State's football tradition.
So it's worse than a law. It's a TV deal. Okay, yeah, because you could just blow off a law and just pay the fine. But, man, you don't want to piss off Fox. Just ask YouTube TV.
I'm surprised they're not like.
That's what I use.
Surprised
YouTube
they're not
TV.
like Wrigley.
You and me, Tommy. You and me. We're about to be pissed off.
Yeah, I hope not.
Oh
I'm
man,
I think we're going to be all right.
Me too.
You got
Me
YouTube
too.
TV
That
also.
you guys get, that memo that they're talking about. What possibly tomorrow that they might be taking away Fox.
Yep.
I think they figured it out.
How am I going to see reruns of Bones?
Well, given that Nick has to bounce in a few minutes, I yield my time, Mr. Speaker, back to Nick Parsons.
Go ahead. I just want you to weigh in. Just give me a winner real quick. You don't have to be eloquent about it. Just tell me who you like here.
You know what? I don't pick big public games usually. I stay away from them. I like picking games that most of the books aren't paying that much attention to.
Okay.
Because I find more advantage in picking obscure games.
All right. If you need an Elon Campbell pick, Loud's your guy. Wes, who you got here? You gonna lone wolf it?
No. Well, so I was on Texas for the past month, and the more and more I looked at it the past few days, I actually like the under here. So this opened at 50.5. Yeah. It's down at 47.5. I wish I pulled the trigger earlier. It's kind of like Lou said. Lou has a good point with offense. It takes a while for the offenses to gel. Offense is complicated. Defense is hard, right, Lou? It's defense is simple, right?
Yeah.
So
see man with ball, like hit man with ball.
Hit man with ball, knock man with ball down. That's
it.
all they got to do. So, penalties can stall drives and everything, and I just think it's going to be a slower pace game than most people think. There's going to be scoring, don't get me wrong, but I think it's moving down for a reason, and I like the under here.
Very good.
Nick,
I know this is – go ahead, Dave.
Oh, before Nick goes, one thing I did want to kind of say, speaking off of what Wes said as far as you think it's going down for a reason. And Wes, Nick, when you mentioned putting in plays early, how do you feel about getting on unders late like that? Because sometimes I feel like if I've already lost 3 points, it might have been going down for a reason. But especially from 50 to 47, 48 to 49, the games, there's a lot of different ways the game can fall on that score. So how do you feel about taking unders or getting to
Notre Dame's the same way too.
In a situation like that where you really like the under for a whole bunch of different reasons, then there's a line movement, and so you're just sort of on the fence. You're not sure what to do in those cases. I would say to reduce the unit size to half or a quarter, and if you still like it, and that's what you do. And so that's the sort of the way that I handle those situations.
Very good. Nick, I know this is a big year for you. You are the Sports Memo is playing the 2 contests out there. You're playing the Circa Millions and
Yeah.
the Westgate Super Contest for your NFL plays. Are you psyched? Do you have confidence?
I'm pumped. I mean, I've done it before in the past and did not do very well. But yeah, going to promote the show, the betting memo show, and have that as the contest entry person, I guess. And so then on my show, I can talk about my picks from the 2 different contests, and that will give me a lot of content as well, win or lose. And so, of course, I want to win. And am I confident? I don't know. It's really difficult. So I guess we'll see.
All right, very good. Wish you the best of luck from our family to the Sports Memo family. Hey, Nick, where can we find you?
You can find me at sportsmemo.com, guys, and you can find me on Wager Talk TV. They put the betting memo on Wager Talk TV 6 days a week.
Outstanding. Nick, I really want to thank you for joining us here today, talking about this week 1 of college football. We appreciate it. Good luck with all your plays in college, and of course, good luck with the contest there. We hope when we talk to you next, you'll be a millionaire. Well, we'll probably talk to you during the season, but when we talk to you a year from now, you'll be a millionaire. How about that?
All right. Well, I'll come back on when that happens for sure.
Excellent. Nick, thanks very much for joining us, and
Thanks,
we'd love to have you on again. Take care.
Absolutely. Take care. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
There you go. All right, Nick Parsons, everybody. I should have asked him about Canadian football. I assume he's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I should have asked him about Canadian.
Well, don't
He
ask
lives
me
down
how.
here,
But,
Gabe.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's in Vancouver area by Gabe. But don't ask me how. I'm as American as they get, and he's as Canadian as they get, and I think I'm doing a little bit better than him in the CFL this year. Do not ask me how, but somehow it's happening.
He'll probably kick all our asses in college football, though, in America to make up for it. So
Probably.
All right, very good. Anybody else got a game they want to talk about before we get out of here?
UNLV, Sam Houston State over 60.5. UNLV gave up 31 points and 555 yards of offense to an FCS team last week. Sam Houston scored 24 points, gave up 41, and almost 400 yards of offense to Western Kentucky. So UNLV might score 50 and allow 30.
Well,
yeah, I'm on that too. Actually, I disagree. I think
I'm on the
what
over.
we saw
Over
from UNLV was this defense is bad, and I think Sam Houston is going to score.
Well, they're both going to score.
So this
That's
game,
the point.
Well, yeah,
this game. So this game is in a soccer stadium. Okay. They're doing renovations to Sam Houston State's home stadium. So they're playing, I think they're playing like half an hour or 45 minutes away in a soccer stadium.
Houston Dynamo.
But I don't care though. I'm still on the over. Sam Houston State, they want to pass the ball around. They moved against UNLV, who was a respectable defense. Maybe they're not anymore after what we saw last week, but I like
they were a top 5 run defense for sure last year. They were a fantastic run defense. They gave Boise and Ashton Genty all they wanted. Now they didn't do great in the championship game, but the time during the regular season was his like lowest total. So that was a good UNLV defense, and that's exactly what I was talking about. When mid-major teams have success like that, fucking everybody gets poached. Would you rather want to play another season at UNLV or you want to go play at Illinois? You want to go play at Florida? Well, let me think about it. So yeah, those guys bounce with no more year of holdouts. I will say this though, I'm not sure you get a good read on the defense from watching somebody play Western Kentucky, because that's a team that can flat out score. They like to throw the ball around the yard, and they like to go fast and put points on the board. So I'm not going to disagree with you guys on this game, but I'm just saying if you're using Western Kentucky as a bad yardstick, that's not necessarily great, because that's a team that can score some points.
Well, no, I'm just saying they're a bad yardstick. I'm just saying that UNLV is at least as good on offense as Western Kentucky.
No, that's where I think where we have the disconnect. I don't think they're anywhere near.
They've got some better talent, I think, but we'll agree to disagree.
All right. Well, the great thing is we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, we will find out soon.
It's not going to be an unanswerable question. So,
and all that matters to me is it goes over. I don't care how it happens.
That's fair. That's fair. It's hard to look at those two defenses and argue against the over. It really
okay.
is. So
speaking of overs and unders, my final NFL over-unders, please argue with me if you like.
Sure.
I've boiled it down to 4 out of, the 8 or 10 that I started with. Chiefs over 11.5. This is my gift to you, Scott Steen, for the wedding present for Kelsey and what's her name?
Tay-Tay.
Singer. Shay, what's her name? Anyway, the Bears under 8.5. I do not believe in Caleb Williams. Sorry, and that is a really tough division. I don't think the Lions are going to be as bad as people think. Green Bay is going to be very good. It's a tough division. Browns under 5.5. If Joe Falco is the answer, you are asking a dumb question. Just saying. And the Saints under 5.5. They have the worst QB situation in the league and an aging, expensive roster.
Just saying, Falco is a German techno band from the 80s.
Yeah.
Flacco is the quarterback.
Yeah, Flacco's the quarterback.
Okay, very good.
I think the Browns and Giants are going to be better
Edie
than
Falco,
everyone expects.
Edie Falco from the
did
Sopranos.
play the
Yep.
Sopranos.
That's
So.
also correct. What do you say? You think the Browns are going to be better?
Yeah, I think the Giants are too. I just think their defense is strong. So quarterback-wise, they just have to be competent.
But have you looked?
I don't know
Browns
that the
schedule?
Browns have a running game or really offensive weapons. I think the Giants could be a surprise team.
Okay.
The Browns schedule.
Giants.
is
I
killer.
think so too. The Giants schedule is really tough, I will say. But I'm not as high on Kansas City, to be honest with you.
After week 3, it might not be a tough schedule. I think they have the best defensive line in football, New York Giants.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not as
Go
high
ahead.
on Kansas
Go ahead,
City.
Wes. Talk shit about my Chiefs. Go ahead, buddy.
I know they'll still be a good team. They're just, I don't think they're what they used to be. And I like the Broncos to win the AFC West. I think the Broncos are a great team, fantastic defense.
That's
I think Bo Nix makes the next step.
I'm basing
I kind of feel like these teams just beat each other up.
I'm basing this a lot on how Kansas City's schedule played out. And again, I'll go back to it. Scott hates it, but the NFL scheduled all their hard games against playoff teams at Kansas City and all their games against crappy teams on the road. And I just think they have a huge advantage at Arrowhead.
Let me tell you one preseason stat, Wes. Patrick Mahomes was in the game for 22 minutes. He scored 25 points.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
How many passes did he throw though? Like one?
No, he stretched out. He played almost the whole first half of the last game.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yep. I would say, in fact, about 19 minutes because they played about 3 minutes in the first game. They got that ball on the kickoff turnover and drove it and scored in 3 plays. So
I like the Broncos this year. I'm taking the Broncos. You heard it here first. The Broncos win the AFC East.
And the important thing is I took the Broncos in round 8 for my fantasy football defense. So I believe in the Broncos too.
I'm on them too, but I don't know that it's going to be as easy as everybody thinks it's going to be. I don't think the Chiefs are going to roll over.
No.
it's the
best. The Chargers are going to be better. I think the Raiders are going to be better.
It's the best wide receiver room Mahomes has ever had. And you're going to see him throwing downfield a lot more this year.
Well, here's the deal. If the Chargers and Raiders are going to both be better, don't you think they're going to beat up on the Chiefs a little bit and give the Broncos a better chance to win the West?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I think it's going to be a tough season for the Chiefs.
Okay. I think so, too.
But I just think that the whole division is going to be good.
Last year, the amount of one possession games. All their wins were 3 points, 2 points. They weren't.
Whoa, hang on. Let me
coaches in this division.
Let me quote Scott Steen back to Lou Desmond when he mentioned that earlier this year. Well, Lou, all that means is the Chiefs know how to win football games, and you don't know how to handicap.
No, I don't remember saying that.
I added the you don't know.
I was going to say
because that was in your mind. I could hear you say it, even though you withheld it.
No, I saw a good breakdown on those. A couple of the one-score games were like 7 or 8 points where the team scored late, so they became one-score games. But there was a couple of games, the blocked field goal against Denver. Yeah. They hit a doink against San Diego to win the game. They had to have a last-minute drive to beat Carolina at the buzzer. So this
shows how good those Philadelphia Eagles were.
A lot of people are saying the same thing about the Washington Commanders. Oh, they won a bunch of late games and miracles. Guess what? That means they know how to win football games. So
I don't know. I think that's going to regress this season.
So the AFC West, Every single coach has won a Super Bowl or a national championship. So that's the kind of coaching pedigree you get here in the West.
They have like 826 wins between them, something like that.
Also, by the way, Scott, you'll be happy to know I did watch all 6 episodes of The Kingdom, and it was fantastic.
Okay.
And I have now moved on to Netflix to the 90s Cowboys, which I actually grew up with the 90s Cowboys. I don't know if I told you guys this, but they used to train in Thousand Oaks, California. They're down the road in Oxnard now, but back when they were in TO, as we call it, Thousand Oaks, I got to be water boy for a day. I got to bring Troy Aikman water and Emmitt Smith water, and it was pretty cool. So I was kind of a Cowboys fan when I was growing up, and you become a handicapper that falls by the wayside. But watching the old Cowboys
grew out of it.
But watching the Cowboys 90s doc just takes me back to when I was a kid. It's pretty cool stuff. Jerry Jones is an athlete.
That's interesting. I was just finishing graduate school in the 90s.
All right, let me throw this out to you guys because you're everybody's talking shit again about my Chiefs. This is a Denver's year and everything. Yeah, here we go.
Not me. I'm on the over.
What's the record? What's the record of the Chiefs against the AFC West for the last 10 years? Just take a guess. There's
I'd say, I don't know,
70%.
Yeah, 75%, something like that.
6 losses.
Yeah, 48-12.
Damn close. Or 51-9.
Dang.
51-9 against the AFC West over the last 10 years.
That's a lot of revenge from the other teams.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And you have to remember, at least one of those games, in fact, there was 2 of those games that were throwaways, that were the last game of the season when the Chiefs already had the 1 seed locked up and rested all of their starters. They did it once against the Chargers. They did it last year against Denver.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, even that record is a little deflated from where it actually should be. They're 24-6 since 2020, and they actually should be 26-4 should be the real record there. So just saying, bring it on.
How many games are there? There's 92 games.
There was 60 games in the last 10 years.
No. I'm sorry, for college football this weekend. There's
91.
91.
So I can get down on a 91 team round robin.
There you go.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's go. Good Lord.
Actually, the William Hill app out here in Vegas, they let you do that. You can do you can put every baseball game for the slate for the day. You can put them all in a round robin for 50 cents a bet, and it costs you like $30-$40, but you have action on every game. It's actually kind of fun.
He's a junkie. You're junkie. Shoot me full of the round robin, man. I need some round robin. Okay, man.
I'm actually going to be making a drink tonight called the Midnight Stinger. I'll put it out on Facebook later.
Oh, I know we're all waiting anxiously for that. So,
I love sharing my cocktails with you, Scott.
I know you do, buddy. I haven't had a drink of hard liquor in probably 5 years, so I always enjoy your cocktails. I wanted to cram all my drinking into about a 20-year period, and I did it. And then I was like, okay, that's cool. So maybe, I didn't drink. Let's call it a 30-year period.
I didn't drink for 15 years, and then I turned 16.
There you go. All right, boys. And on that note, hey, thanks for watching, everybody.
No, real quick. I got 2 soccer games, Premier League.
No, you don't.
Yeah, Arsenal plays Liverpool. This should be this is a preview of the championships, 2 best teams in the league. Arsenal has the rest advantage. Liverpool played on Monday. I just like the price plus 230. Arsenal on the money line, and then Tottenham plays Bournemouth. Same thing. I just love the price minus 128. Tottenham, just their first 2 games, easy winners. I think they do it again against this team.
Oh, absolutely. When the Spurs play Bournemouth, you throw out the records.
And by the way, the MASL League play starts November 28th, Black Friday.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly all be waiting for that. All right. Hey, why don't you guys go by hitthepick.com. Check out all the great deals we got going on over there for the upcoming football season. You're running out of time to get our week 1 pick, so do not delay. Get your butt over there and grab yourself some plays at hitthepick.com, the site where you will find all 5 of us over there furiously working. And you've heard people today, everybody on this panel is damn sharp when it comes to football. You've heard people lay out excellent reasons, pro and con, for the games that we talked about. So make sure if you like what you hear, get over there and grab some of our picks. All right. Yeah, David Delano, I know we can find you at Get Sports Strong across all the social media applications. Tom Macrina, you are Rye Cape across all social media. Don't forget to check out the fantastic Discord community over there at hitthepick.com.
Yeah, also, I have an article out for the NASCAR race this weekend over at hitthepick.com. Check that out.
Okay. All right. Check that out. First week of the playoffs, right?
It is. We're in Darlington. Southern Cookout 500. It's a good one. Good one to bet and a good one to watch.
Absolutely. And Loud, where can we find you?
Man, just find me over at hitthepick.com. That's the best place to go to see my stuff. I got a couple videos out on college games, so you can check it out there.
Okay. Okay. Very good. And finally, we can find Wes over there at the Sniper Picks.
Yes.
Was
sir.
Sniper Picks taken?
No. Oh, you know what? Maybe actually, I think it was. That's why I had to add the.
Bastards.
It's funny. I remember that I found it on Twitter and I started messaging the guy asking if I could buy his domain, and he never hit me back. But yeah, I couldn't take it.
Son of a bitch. All right. So find him over there at the Sniper Picks. And that's right. It's like Ohio State. You don't just say Ohio State. You say the Ohio State University. So absolutely.
Go.
David, do you still
just
say
like you say the Great White Love Machine?
That's what everybody calls Wes. Absolutely. David, do you say the Ohio State University?
I mean, it just depends on the context of the conversation. Because I mean, like I said, I graduated from Bowling Green, not Ohio State, so
right.
I get it, but it's kind of something that Ohio State people throw out when they want to be snobbish. If I'm just having a casual conversation,
I'm sure it's got to be annoying to live around
Ohio State. So I understand it, but no, it's not like I'm not stressing the every time. It's just something people do when you want to be a little bit of a snob.
You don't say the Bowling Green University?
No, but that's not a thing really with Bowling Green. But
you could make it a thing. You can make it a thing, bud. All right. Hey, if you guys want to see more of this, we do this every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. We're not doing it live this week for technical reasons, and I'll tell you, and I'll share the reason, because when you don't do it live, when you tape it, you can cut it up into little blurbs that we're going to share across social media platforms a lot easier. You don't have to use third-party editing and all that stuff. Because if you look at this group and go, I'll bet there's not one of those people that are a technical wizard, you are absolutely correct. You would win a great deal of money on that. So that's why we're doing the show and then posting it. So make sure you check that out. But we do this show every Wednesday, and it'll be up immediately after we're done. So it'll be up within 15 minutes of the 7 p.m. Eastern stop time. All right, everybody, thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody showing up. I know some of you guys are under the weather, not feeling 100%, so appreciate the effort for sure. Loud, appreciate you putting on a tie. That's a beautiful thing right there. That's classing up the joint is what he's doing right there, because you look at us, we got t-shirt. At least Delano has a collar. God bless him. He's got a little collared shirt on there. That's cool. No, not so much. So you guys have a great week. Enjoy week one, baby. Here we go. Let's go out there and have a little fun, make a little money, and we will be back next week to do it all again. We'll recap college. We'll talk about
some tickets.
week 2, and we'll be talking about week 1 in the NFL. And finally, everybody out there, hit it, Tommy.
Let's catch some tickets.
There you go. You guys take care. We'll see you next week.